America has won the battles, but lost the war. Boom, missiles, breaking headlines. It looks like victory. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Recent analysis from the Foreign Policy Research Institute, FPRI, suggests modern wars aren't decided by firepower alone. They are decided by endurance. And that means these wars might already be slipping away, not in the battlefield, but everywhere else. Hi, this is Russell, and you are watching Decode South Asia. If you like our content, subscribe and keep in touch. Now, let's go back to our topic. In the opening phase, the US carried out precision strikes targeting key military and infrastructure sites. Multiple defense analyses indicate a high level of operational success in early strikes. But here's the shift. If early dominance was so clear, why does the situation still feel unstable? Because because Iran didn't respond the way many expected. No full-scale invasion, no direct confrontation. Instead, research from the Brookings Institution highlights Iran's long-standing doctrine, asymmetric pressure over direct war. That means disruption, not escalation. And that pressure leads to one place only, the Strait of Hormuz. According to the International Energy Agency (IEA), roughly 20% of global oil supply passes through it. Even limited disruptions there can shake markets. Shipping delays, rerouting, and rising insurance costs have already been reported during past tensions. And when oil flow is threatened, markets don't wait, they react instantly. And while markets react, the cost of maintaining control keeps rising. The International Crisis Group (ICG) and US defense estimates show that modern rapid response operations can cost billions within weeks, and long-term escalation that can climb into the hundreds of billions over time. This is where victory becomes expensive. And beneath the strategy, there's the human layer. Reports from the International Maritime Organization (IMO) show that commercial shipping crew often face real issues during regional tensions because modern conflict doesn't stay contained and spreads into trade, into civilian routes, into everyday life. And then comes the real pressure point: time. Data from the Pew Research Center consistently show that public support for prolonged military engagements tends to decline over time because wars today aren't just fought abroad, they're fought in public opinion, and time changes everything. This is no longer just regional. The International Energy Agency warns that major disruptions in oil flow can trigger global economic shock, higher fuel prices, supply chain stress, inflation pressure worldwide, meaning This doesn't stay over there, it shows up everywhere. And here's the real imbalance. Analysis from foreign policy and defense studies highlights a key issue. Low-cost drones and tactics can force responses using far more expensive systems. One side spends less, but forces the other to spend more. That's not just warfare, that's strategic cost pressure. Now, step back. The US may control the battlefield, but Iran focuses on shaping the timeline. One side wins engagements, the other stretches consequences. And in modern war, endurance often matters more than intensity. Now, imagine this. The fighting stops tomorrow, but world markets stay unstable. Shipping remains risky, costs continue rising. So ask yourself, if the impact continues, did the conflict really end? Because Iran doesn't need a decisive battlefield victory. Strategic analysis from Brookings and FPRI suggests its objective is often simpler: survive, stretch pressure, increase long-term cost. Because over time, pressure builds inward: economic strain, political fatigue, public resistance. So here's the real question. If the bombs stop, but instability remains, if billions are spent, but nothing is resolved, then what was actually won? Because in modern conflict, victory isn't just about power, it's about who shapes the outcome after the fighting ends. And sometimes winning every battle still isn't enough to win the war. That's all for today. See you in our next video. Stay tuned.